Hey man, I'm Bronson, and I want to tell you what I think about the new announcement that Flesh and Blood is going to be on TCG Player. And man, I'm happy. Like there's this warm, fuzzy feeling inside my belly. I'm just very happy for Legend Story Studios, very happy for Flesh and Blood. This is really big news. This is awesome. I am content and happy. And you might say, well, Bronson, I don't understand. I like when you're agitated. I like to see you flail your arms in the air and make crazy thoughts and ideas and different conspiracy theories. But there, there's none in this case, guys. Unless I'm missing something. I saw this announcement. It said Flesh and Blood is going to be now available on TCG Player. I went on TCG Player. I looked at different cards, and I saw the card listings on TCG Player. They weren't currently available yet, but there were placeholders where you could buy them. I mean, it was what it said. There wasn't any facade. There wasn't anything else in the background. There wasn't anything additional to what the original announcement was. The announcement was Flesh and Blood is now available on TCG Player. Period. End of sentence. And that's what happened. And this is amazing. And to sum up what I'm feeling and thinking is that this really does add insane amount of credibility to the Flesh and Blood product. Not along with that, the timing was very well executed. This was probably in the works for a very long time. They probably had set this up months in the past, but realized that this was going to be some really good hype, so they waited until a really good crucial moment where they were going to, do an unlimited set. And then, just overall, like, I feel like this is a really great thing for the game, and I'm really happy. There's not much more to say than that, and I know that like I am a little bit somber at the moment, and it's just because, dude, there's so much hype for this game at this moment, and I feel like this is the end of the demonstrating value phrase. And I know I say, oh, Legend Story Studios is using the dentist system, and you're like, oh, Bronson's crazy. He's crazy. That's crazy talk. But guys, this is true. Like Legend Story Studios, they're setting the groundwork. All this is the groundwork. Everything past today's date, which is, October 29th, everything was just groundwork, setting the cement, letting it dry, letting it harden. Because if you've ever built a house, houses, they like to fall down. So you need to build a really good, solid concrete foundation, or else it's all going to crumble and burst into your, oblivion. So I feel like they did a really great job with laying the groundwork in 2020 and 2019. But this is a really big pinnacle moment for them. TCG Player is huge. And I'm not going to insult you and try to explain. Like, you guys know what TCG Player is. I'm not going to insult your intelligence. But what I'm saying is, I feel like this is kind of the last big pinpoint for the demonstrating value before they move into the engaging the customers physically and trying to increase their market share. I've been talking about that for a lot, and I've been talking about different stages and everything, but it definitely seems like this is the end. I'll let you know in future videos if there's any other stuff, because at this point in time with Hurricane FOMO, you don't know what's going to happen. So as of this moment, I feel honestly that this is the big thing. I mean, if you guys know what TCG Player is, you know how big it is to adding credibility to trading card games. So I feel like it's great for the Flesh and Blood product, and I'm really pumped. I'm really excited. I just man, it's like every day I'm that little kid, like, and it's Christmas Day, and I run out my bed and down the stairs, and I'm looking at new Flesh and Blood news, trying to figure out what's happening next, and it's just a party every day. Now, the other big thing that was on the bottom of this article, if you did not see, they have like some affiliate program for content creators, and I really like this too. I think that's great for the content creators, where if you're randomly clicking on their site in YouTube and their channel, you can accidentally click on their link and go to TCG Player and accidentally buy other things, and you get the YouTuber gets a little commission thing. I'm fine with that. That's cool. I like that they're trying to increase the content creator space because a lot of those content creators out there don't get paid for doing stuff. They just like to entertain. But, either way, I think it's good. Now, personally, I want to tell you that I support other really big stores, or not big stores, but stores that are out there that support Flesh and Blood. We got Midtown Merchant, we got Fab Armory, we got Golden Phoenix Games. We got a lot of really good stores out there. You gotta check them out, man, and they're just really part of the community. Please, I'll put links down below to them, but I'm not plugging them because I think that you should help them. They're honestly really great stores, and if you're one of those people who's like, oh, Bronson, like, oh, all those people are buying up the product and I can't get any, like, you can. Those stores have Flesh and Blood products. They've had them for a very long time. They're still on their stores today, unless somebody does something. But I can tell you that there's a lot of cool stores out there that are really engaged in the community and who want to see the community grow. And I really want to see them thrive continuously. And what I will say is that TCG Player is great. It's like if eBay lost 50 pounds and was a lot more sexier, that is what TCG Player is. It's a super sexy supermodel version of eBay because it's tailored to trading cards. So, like, I think it is a really great platform. I've used it a lot, and I really go by it. It's awesome, and it adds a lot of credibility. But I feel like because they are kind of like an eBay model where they charge the seller like 10% or 14%. I don't know what they charge them, but they charge them some sort of fee. All the sellers have to charge their customers a little bit more to pay for the fee. So what I will say is if you go directly to the actual sellers that are on their other platforms, they could probably give you a little bit better of a deal, especially if you're ordering like large orders. I mean, that's what I've heard, and that's what I've experienced in the past. And so to just really plug that at the end, like, I think that you will find a little bit better deals sometimes on stores, and you really will find like really cool deals there versus TCG Player. But I'm a rant in the end here, and I think it's been a long time coming. If I haven't said this before, but I want to say that no matter how much like I bash or criticize or critique or say anything about Legend Story Studios or Flesh of Blood and what have you, there's a reason why I am in this room. There's a reason why this is not an actual mansion that has 30 rooms. I am where I'm at because, of things, but the people at Legend Story Studios are, in my opinion, like really smart. They are incredibly smart, and there's so many times that I've questioned and critiqued, and sometimes I still believe what I thought. But there's a couple times where I thought certain things about their game, and I thought that they could have done it a different way. But you have to give it to them. They are pulling some deep shit. Like, this is insane. Like, to produce a trading card game this fast. Like, literally, we just had the Blitzathon event that was the 1 year anniversary of Flesh and Blood. And then, like, right after that 1 year anniversary, you have Hurricane FOMO, where, James White's like, hey, you think that's cool? Watch this. And then it just totally melts everyone's faces off and just does crazy stuff. And this game is just going insane. There's a Hurricane FOMO. I don't know what's gonna happen, man. I don't know what more news that they're gonna produce. It's really geez, it's melting my brain. It's just so much stuff, and I am very. I'm very happy, and honestly, I'm so happy that I'm here to witness all this. When the game is on the relative ground floor. I wasn't in this from the very, very beginning. I'm not going to say I was. I was around, on the Crucible phase and stuff like that, in the back end of Crucible. So, I wasn't at the very, very, but I think that this is a super important time to be involved in Flesh and Blood because things are happening, man. Like, this stuff, and it's and what I like too is it's not like weird stuff. Like it's not like weird reasons why they're getting attention or oddities or I don't know what to tell you. Like a lot of times I think in other TCGs there's like weird news and that news is really big and it's just it hurts the brain. But this, it's like you can see growth, man. all all of this news is about like growth and just this game just going from one place and just rocketing off. I can't explain it. It's just really cool to see the plays that are being made and how big Legend Story Studios dreams are. I mean the way that they're going about this is just excellent, and I feel like they had a lot of these things in the works, and it really was a weird time period, man. Like when I first started the channel up till now, like August through like early October, it's been kind of like just a calm before the storm. It's really been that way, and I felt like there was some news. There's things going on, the Nationals and all this stuff, but relatively it was the calm. But then now it's just this bombardment of news every day leading up to the release of Unlimited, and it was just a very well timed thing to do. Because if I'm gonna put you put yourself in your shoes of the people James and Robbie when in you're the leads of a company, right? And TCG Player comes to you and it's March 2020 and they say, "Hey, I want to put your product on our website. You want to do that?" You, me, and probably like 97% of the people out there would be like, "Yeah, yeah, let's get it in. Let's get it in. Let's rake all that money up and let's it's good. It's going to be great for a company." But you guys see what they did. They said, "You know what? I'm just making this up. This is Bronson's crazy thoughts, but I bet you here's how it played out. They told TCG Player, "Hey, we really appreciate it. We really want to set up things with you." They set this up months back, I bet, and then they said, "Hey, we're going to want to do this at a certain time. Are you down for that? Can we make it like that?" And and it was just a very well good play. And to sum up everything I'm saying about the direction of Legend Story Studios, I feel like the way that they've focused on certain things has really, really gotten their game to where it's at. And that's why I feel like they're going to really kill it and really knock it out of the park in the future. Because they laser focus. They say collectability, pro scene, like marketing, and then like getting the product out to the consumers with Unlimited. Like you can see that they're laser focused on different subjects. And I know that there's a lot of people out there who don't really understand that. I didn't understand that at first. They say, "Oh, well, Legend Story Studios is too focused on X." And I understand that. And I totally agree. But I feel like that is the correct approach when you're going about this. Because if you try to multitask and try to juggle too many balls at the same time, you're going to end up with like a mediocre thing and a bunch of stuff. And I've talked in previous videos about that. But I feel like the focus and the timing of all this stuff that they did and the way that they're laying out, they honestly are thinking like a master chess player thinking 16 moves ahead, and it's a really cool thing to see. And yeah, uh, we'll we'll see if Hurricane FOMO gets even bigger, but this game is just having a lot of great news. And to wrap up really how I'm feeling, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling really good, man. Just knowing that this thing is getting the spotlight it deserves, man. Like for months, I just felt like it was a really underrated game and nobody was really paying it the attention it deserves. And there's so much depth in it and there's so much stuff in it made special to me. But honestly, It's just a heartwarming thing, man. I said that in the beginning. It just warms my heart, my dear little heart, that this game is getting some really good recognition, and it does seem like it's doing crazy stuff, and it's just really crazy to see what it's doing and think about where it's going. It's just the sky is the limit for how much craziness can happen going forward. So thanks for listening to me. Thanks for watching. And again, I'm happy with this news. Unless I see otherwise, they announced the Flesh and Blood was on TCG Player. I went to TCG Player. There's Flesh and Blood. Nothing else. End of story. That's the news. They said what it was. No crazy facade. Thanks for watching.